Okay. All right, Kelley, whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much, Maggie. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. So, my name is Kelley Cox. I live in Indiana in a super, super small town. I'm married to my husband, Mike. I have two boys. One is 26, one is 22, and I have a stepdaughter who is 21. So I have always had an unhealthy relationship with food. Like nutrition was by far my hardest part. I love working out. I always have. Nutrition just sucked for me. When I was in high school, that's kind of when it started. Like I was athletic, I was muscular, and at that time all the girls were super super skinny, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I just felt like I didn't fit into that mold. So my response to that was I decided to starve myself. Ugh. And I got extremely unhealthily, is that a word? Thin. And the next step for me was I had my first son, and I used that as a complete excuse to eat everything and anything. And I gained so much weight. But after I had him, I was a major gym person and I lost some of the weight, not all of it. So I have this big history of yo-yo back and forth. And from there, I just went through so many hard things. And every single time I would go through something hard, I would use food to comfort me. I was in a really, really toxic relationship, very abusive. And that's where the whole emotional eating thing started horribly for me. Um, I used food as comfort. I used it for every emotion, every scared, mad, happy, sad, you name it, I did it, stressed. Um, got out of that relationship, thank God. And then I lost my dad to heart disease. I watched him go through heart disease for 20 years. And after that happened, I was kind of like, okay, you need to do something or else this is going to be you. Like, this is going to be you way too young if you don't do something. So I actually found Beachbody in 2015. 2015. And I started with 21 Day Fix and I lost 10 pounds like that. But my problem was I didn't fix the emotional eating issues that I had, didn't fix the mindset issues that I had. So I would lose the 10 pounds and I would gain some back. I went off the wagon. My nutrition was ridiculous. Every time we went to a family get together or a party, it was just, I would fall off the wagon and I would stay off and then I would jump back on. And I did that for a long time until 2018. I had a major back issue and I was not able to walk without being in pain. Literally, I would walk, I would cry, I could not put my shoes and socks on. My husband had to put my shoes and socks on. It was hard to take a shower. It was hard to do all of the things. And I'm like, wow, if I don't change this again, this is going to be my future. But it hit so close to home because I was seeing what my life was going to be like not able to move. So once I spent 8 months not able to work out, not because I had some major disc issues. Once that cleared, I'm like, I'm done. I'm going all in. And I did. And so I started at the end of October 2018, and I started with Shift Shop. Holy cow, talk about motivation and mindset in that program. It was amazing. It was kind of just what I needed. I didn't even understand that at the time. And I just kept going. I think the one thing that really, really helped me was really digging into personal development. And I started to understand that even if I'm not perfect, I'm doing better than I was. And, I was getting results. So that definitely helped, but I still had these emotional eating issues. I had major sugar addiction. So that was kind of rough couple of months. And then Ultimate Portion Fix came out, and it was the game changer for me. I think it came out that March. And I started using it. I had used the Portion Fix, the containers before, but there's something about that program. There's just sitting there and listening to her and watching her bring in that garbage can of sugar. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what the average person eats. I'm probably eating double that because my sugar was horrible. And just all of the videos in there that talks about sugar addiction and emotional eating. And I dug so hard into that program. And honestly, from that moment on, my nutrition changed so much, and it just kept getting better. And I couldn't believe it. I never thought that my nutrition issues would be fixed ever. And once I started that, I didn't fall off the wagon. I mean, I might have had a cheat meal here and there, but it wasn't, you have a cheat meal and you completely fall off. That was me. I would start and stop so many times. And that program just completely clicked for me. And so I just kept going and I kept going. But the one thing definitely that helped me so much, I became a coach. And there is such a difference between being a customer and being a coach, because you have this huge community, and you learn, you have to do your personal development. And I wish we could just make our challengers understand how important that is, because that is most people's problem. Personal mindset is most people's problem. It's not that you can't follow nutrition. It's not that your nutrition habits are horrible. It's the mindset behind it. It's your crappy attitude and your crappy mindset. I just wish we could make them understand that. But anyway, the other thing that that really helped me so much was digging into a challenge group. At that time in 2015, when I was falling off the wagon and back and forth for years, I didn't have a coach who was helping me. She was just someone who wasn't really coaching. And I also, in the very beginning, was that person who would kind of hide in the groups. I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't post. I would just sit there. And I think it's so important I know a lot of us always talk about, my challengers won't show up. I can't get engagement, but if we can just get them to understand how important it is, there's just something about holding yourself accountable inside of that group. And that was a big thing that helped change me too. Once I was a coach and I understood I need to show up, I wish I would have understood that as a challenger, because it just made so much of a difference for me. And once I started, I didn't stop. I did Transform 20. I did 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, Lift 4. I like weightlifting a lot. Hammer and chisel, the work, 80-day obsession. And I'm someone who I will finish the programs. Like, even if I start one and I don't like it, I will finish it. And I would just do one after another, after I will end one and start another. And for me, just have a goal and being in a program and following that program just helps me so much with accountability and just makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something, like I can do something. I remember going to the gym before and, you just go and you do whatever, and just following programs just makes you feel like you've accomplished something when you get to the end of that program and you check off the boxes and you're done and you get to start over. It's just, you just feel so good about yourself, right? Like you've accomplished something. And I can't even explain, like when I never believed in myself. If you would have told me that, I can't even believe I submitted my results into the challenge. Like I think I did it because I wanted the free shirt and I thought they're not going to pick me and I'm not ever going to get somewhere crazy. So I'm just going to take that before picture. I'm telling you, just when you start to truly believe in yourself, so much changes. It's amazing. And that has really transferred over into my coaching business. I remember when I started coaching, I thought, I'll never hit diamond. I can't do this. I just want a discount, all these things. And now I stopped coaching for a while. I started back in March. I am this close to hitting diamond. Never in a million years would I have ever believed that I could do that. And that's like the biggest piece that everyone's missing, whether you're trying to get fit, whether you're trying to go somewhere in this business, it's the belief in yourself. Like we hear that so much. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, you just have to believe in yourself. And I would roll my eyes and think, okay, it's easy for you to say that because you believe in yourself. There's got to be some magic potion or some magic that I don't know, some secret, but there isn't. It's truly just believing that you can do whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's health and fitness, whether it's coaching, like yourself. That's all you have to have. That's all you need. And it just starts happening and it's contagious. It's insane. So that's where my story is now. During the challenge, I lost 108 pounds in, I can't even remember now, 15 months. Now I'm at 113 pounds. So I'm not ever done. I don't ever want to stop. Like I hit a goal and I just set the next one. And maybe at some point it's not going to be weight loss anymore, but you can always set some type of a goal. And I just feel like it's so important. And once you reach that goal, you start believing in yourself more, and you get so much momentum and just so much freaking happens when you just set goals and believe in yourself.
That is freaking awesome. Like I am so inspired by your story right now. I can't okay. So in the beginning you said how your mindset wasn't there for the nutrition. That's why you were like, yo, 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 yo. I mean, I think we've all been there. Oh, you want to say hi? My daughter wants to say hi real quick.
Hi.
Hi.
My friend Kelley Cox, Hannah Day. It's her coach, but she was in the Beachbody Challenge this year. We watched her story. We watched the Beachbody Challenge as a family.
Oh,
and I loved that part of the virtual summit because I'm always at Summit to hear the stories. And it was really neat for Madeline and my little guy to be like, oh my gosh, Mom, this is what you do. They got to see it and hear it. And it just brought tears to my eyes watching your story and everybody else. And they do such a good job, production, with everything. Okay. So mindset, nutrition, it clicked for you when you started digging deep into Ultimate Portion Fix and having Chris Downey breathe belief in you every day in Shift Shop, to then, you know, really reaching your goals when it comes to physical, you know, mental. And then you start to take on the business. And your mindset again was challenged. So and then all of a sudden it clicked for you, and you told that inner, I always say your inner mean girl that says you can't, that you're like, no, I can. You're almost close to diamond. Like how much has your life changed since the the Beachbody Challenge Summit? Like how has it all changed?
So much. I mean, that was what, almost 3 weeks ago. And already it's changed so much. Like I, I can't even explain it.
I know, I can't even imagine. Like it's got to be so indescribable, like and surreal at the same time. Like, is this really happening? And
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's the amount of belief that, I mean, like now it's just like, I'm not going to say I don't have my bad days, because everybody does, but when I come up against something, it's just like, no, stop, because you've already proven to yourself that you can do this. This is nothing. We got this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, what do you tell your clients who are at your step one, where you were started? You know, where you started. What do you tell them now that you've gone through the process and you know you're never going back? So, like, how do you? I guess my question is, how do you go back to that point without triggering like how you were feeling at that moment in time to help them get through and get started and have that same motivation to have success?
Yeah. I feel like, I feel like I feel like most people are, that I work with anyway, are just very, they have a lot of weight to lose, and they look at the complete end goal, you know, and it's so daunting and it's so huge, and they feel like, I'm never going to get there. It's never going to happen. I'm never going to get there. So sometimes it really helps to break it down. I mean, I know that's what I did, was that was one of my problems, was I was always looking at, I weigh 235 pounds. I'm 5'2". And to think that I need to lose over 100 pounds, that's never going to happen. So I would break it down into, okay, you know, that's far away, but let's go 10 pounds. And I'd hit that 10 pounds. And then, okay, 10 pounds. Like if you have to break it down into smaller things, I feel like that makes you feel like it's so much more doable. And so that's really what I tried to make money. That, and a lot of them feel like they're not, like if they're not doing everything perfectly, they'll fall off the wagon because they feel like they're failing. So a lot of times I'll have to remind them, no, what are you doing now compared to what you were doing before? Well, I'm doing this and this. Okay, well you're doing like 100 things better than you were before. So sometimes we have to give ourselves grace and think, this is where you were now, and you're okay. You don't have to be perfect. As long as you're moving forward.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have a client coach who she gives herself like a little marble for every pound that she loses. And when she loses 10, she exchanges it for like a bigger ball that represents 10 pounds. So that reminded me of this, of Sammy, as she would just exchange her 10 for her ball. And she was just like, I'm doing this myself so I could see the small wins, which will end up being big wins in the end. So
That's
that's
awesome.
so neat. Okay, so you said personal development was a game changer. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't have the success that I have in this business without it. So give us your favorite, like what PD book really, like the light bulbs were like bing, bing, bing when you read it?
I have a few. I love You Are a Badass, and I suggest that to my clients a lot. But there's one for me that really helped. I think it's called Finish. And it's a quick read. It's an easy read, but it talks a lot about, for people who are starters and stoppers, and starters and stoppers, they talk a lot about those little things that you can do to get to the end. It's called Finish by, I think, John Cuff or something. Sorry, I'll look it up really quick.
Fine. I see Hannah girl.
Yeah, it's called Finish, and it's by John Cuff. It's really good. It's a quick, easy read, and I like that a lot.
Okay, thank you. I have a couple more questions, but I'm thinking that some of the coaches may have questions. So you guys unmute yourselves, ask Kelley anything that's on your mind, on your heart. That's what she's here for.
I have a question. Hi, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. I have a question, and I'm like, am I like an asshole for even asking this question? But like, I'm just gonna ask it because I feel like, as a coach, I'm just gonna say it. So I've never had to lose 100 pounds in my life. Okay, I did have to lose 30 pounds because I had a baby, but I never have had to lose that kind of weight. So I don't want to say intimidating, but it's like, how do I approach that? Because it's like not as authentic, right? It's like, of course I want to help and I want to encourage and I want to coach because I believe, and I am such a firm believer that people can change their lives. But I just don't know how inauthentic that is because I've never had to experience it on a level that you have in some of the people I'm sure that are coming to you because they can relate to you. Like, do I just, I don't want to say go a different path, but I don't know. You tell me how you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well,
like,
I mean,
you don't know how to coach me. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like losing weight is hard. Like when you had 30 pounds to lose, was that the most you had ever weighed in your, I mean, is that the most you've ever had to lose?
It is.
So like to you, that's the same as me needing to lose that 100 pounds. It's the most I've ever had to lose, right? And it's the most that you've ever had to lose. Did you feel like it was hard? Did you feel like it was daunting? Did you feel like, I mean, had you tried other things and nothing was working? Because those are, I mean, if you can relate to those things, those are the things that, I mean, the feelings are the same. I think a lot of people look at, oh, she had 100 pounds to lose, but I only had this to lose. But like, weight is weight, and whatever is hard for you, it's like anything in life. Like what's hard for you might not be hard for me. What's hard for me and it might not be hard for someone else, but to us it is. And I think like the feelings and the how we felt about ourselves at that weight and how, what am I trying to say?
That's why I was asking the question. I'm like, how do I say
you know what I mean though? Like I don't feel like anyone else is less than or more or better or worse or whatever I want to say than someone else just because they had more to lose. Like the feelings that you feel about yourself are still there. Like if that 30 pounds makes you uncomfortable, if it makes you not as confident, if it makes you not want to wear a bathing suit, those are all things that I felt too. So like I think most people can relate to the feelings behind it, and that's what makes it hard. And what, the feelings that you feel and that I feel are the same. I think that's the most important part. I don't think the number that you have to lose makes you any more qualified or unqualified to help someone. It's how you felt about it. You know what? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally does. I just, I think, I know sometimes perception, how someone perceives you on social media is not always a reality, right? So you do your best to explain it and do the things to do that. But, I would never want, to be insensitive to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think if I had Hannah, well, maybe that's not, I guess that's not, I don't know. I guess that's not the best example. But I just feel like if someone would have come to me at that time, I don't think I would have seen it that way. If they would have, if I would have, if they would have approached it as, I understand what you're saying, I had weight to lose too. And I know I felt this way. Like, to me, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, I just feel like the way those few things, the confidence and all those things, like, that's relatable. I personally, I don't think that it matters. I'm not because you don't have 100 pounds to lose.
Thanks. I appreciate you saying that.
You're welcome.
Okay. Questions.
Okay. So Kelley, thank you for coming on. And the 2 books that you shared, because this is what as we all do, I assume, struggle with the challengers and participating in things. The 2 books that you shared, I haven't read. Are those ones that you recommended also for challengers to help with their personal development?
Yeah.
Is that what I understood?
That especially the finish one. That one is, I feel like, is really, really good for challengers. And I mean, you are a badass. I feel like I recommend that to my customers and my coaches both. I feel like that one's a really good, it's not necessarily just a business, doesn't deal with just the business part of it, for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just put the title and the author in the message box. Finish by John Acuff. Okay, cool. I'm gonna look into that. Okay, anyone else?
I'm just gonna say this too. Have you guys ever heard of Make Your Bed? If you need something motivational, oh my gosh. Holy cow, that's quick and it's so good. It's by a colonel. I can't think of his name. Oh, it's so good. There it is. William McRaven. It's so good. Talk about making you feel like you can do anything. Oh, so good.
Okay. Make Your Bed. I'm just looking for. Okay. William. How do you spell that? Oh, wait. All right. Never mind. Okay. Questions. Just pop in and ask. Okay. I've got one. What's your favorite program? Because you've done them all. If you had to pick one to do over starting tomorrow, what was your favorite one?
Oh. I love Hammer and Chisel. I love the work. When that came out, I was like, oh, I did that. I rarely do one back to back. I did the work back to back, which that's not, neither one of those are a beginner program. Not something I would suggest for my beginners, but I love those 2. And I absolutely love Hammer and Chisel. It's so good.
Hammer and Chisel is one of my favorites too. And everyone's like, really? I'm like, yes, I love it. I love that we get Autumn and then we get Sagi. Like, it's a good balance because they're totally 2 different trainers. And Hammer and Chisel is like one of my favorites. That's great. Okay. Questions? Any questions?
I have a question. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So you had said that, you felt like, I can't do this. I can't become diamond. I can't do. When was your breaking point when you said, wait a minute, I can do this? Like, what made you go after it? Because I'm new. I just started last week. So, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like,
you can. Honestly, I mean, with the nutrition and the fitness part of it, that obviously once I got results, I'm like, no, you know what, I can do this. But I'll be honest, the business part of it, even if you would have asked me that question what is this, July? 2 months ago, I probably wouldn't have I probably would have said something like, I don't know if this is going to happen for me. It seems like everybody else can do this besides me, but I'm going to try and I'm going to work, and I'm either going to prove myself wrong or prove myself right, but I'm going to work till I get there. That's probably what I would have said. And probably about a month ago, I'm just like, you know what? Oh, it's so hard to explain. Like, I'm not sure if I know exactly where the business part just clicked for me. But it's just that even when even if you're unsure, because there are times when I'm unsure, and the majority of the time I was unsure. You see people do it every single day, and you just have to have that attitude of, I know everybody else has done this. I know if I just keep going, I can do it. It's just like that. You just have to keep going, even if you totally don't completely believe it. But I feel like as you keep going and you keep working, your belief gets a little bit better and a little bit better. And it's consistency and time.
Thank you.
But I'm telling you right now, you can do it, because I was the biggest unbeliever in the world in myself. And if I can, I know you can do it.
It's true. I agree. And you hit it right on the head when you said time and consistency. You have to have those two things to be successful in this business, and you need belief. Okay. So how did you find Hannah? Like, were you guys friends, or did you guys find each other in social media? Like, how did that all, tell us that story. Tell us your love story.
I found Hannah on Instagram. I don't even know if I know for sure how. It was probably maybe on, like, when Beachbody shared maybe the semifinalists. That might have been when. She probably doesn't realize that I followed her for as long as I did. I followed her for, oh my gosh, I bet at least 9 months before I messaged her. Yeah. Yeah.
And that just like goes to show that the people that you are watching you right now, ladies, they're watching you like Kelley watched Hannah. She followed her for a really long time before she went all in and said, okay, I'm ready for you to be my coach, or I'm really I need help. And think about it. I mean, it takes time and it takes consistency. So just always think about Kelley's story when you start to get a little discouraged about the business, or you, like Kelley said, you become an unbeliever. Just think about that story, how sharing on social media every single day and showing up for yourself, you are doing a service to your followers.
I have a lot of people who message me and say, okay, who I have never talked to me, ghosted me time and again, say, I've been following you for over a year. I'm ready. Tell me what I need and I'm gonna do it. And they do it. Like, and the thing is, they're watching you for a year. And if I would have given up at at any point, or become inconsistent and not showed up, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be with me right now.
Exactly. And they would take their business elsewhere.
Yep.
So it's true. I think that was all my questions. Hannah is on the call with us. She wanted to pop in and say, hey.
Hey guys.
Do you want to share anything with us? Tell us how it was, like, being Kelley's, like, mentor every day and helping her through this?
Well, first, Kelley is amazing. Like you guys saw tonight, she has an amazing story, and she is so consistent. And that's what I loved about, being in this journey with her is she showed up in my challenge group every single day. Like I love me a rest day. Okay. Like Sunday, let me rest, honey. But not Kelley. Like she's like, rest day, I did this. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, who is she? Amazing. But I knew like she's got goals. She wants to do it. And if you have goals, you have to work for it. So I just was so happy that, she went all in, and not just with the workouts, but her nutrition. Like that is key, you guys. Nutrition backed up 100%. So I loved this journey with her, her positivity, just who she is as a person. I can't imagine my life without Kelley. And so, that was awesome. And then when she did the Beachbody challenge, I mean, getting to almost relive that, but now through Kelley, I was telling Arthur, who's the director of Beachbody challenge, like, being on stage and win $100,000 was of course awesome, but seeing Kelley as a finalist feels even better. Like knowing that you have one of your people in that spot just like filled my heart with so much joy. Like money can't give you that. Like that, seeing Kelley grow and just be this amazing person I knew she could be, even in her business. Like I saw so much potential in her. And when she was feeling like she was saying like how it was like, oh, I don't know, can I do it? I'm like, girl, you can do it. Like we as coaches can see it in our people. And so like we give them that belief, but then when they see the belief, oh my gosh, like that's the best part. So, going on this journey, with her health and fitness and now with her coaching career is just amazing. Like I absolutely love it. I love it. I love getting on calls with her and doing life with her. So yeah, it's been awesome. And I'm so proud of her.
It's been an honor, like following both of your journeys, really. It truly is. And you ladies are, I mean, powerhouses. And you are paving the way for so many women who feel like this is it for them.
And I just kind of want to add on Alyssa's question about how she feels like 30 pounds isn't enough, and like how can she relate to people who want to lose like over 100 pounds or more than 30. And the thing is kind of the same thing as Kelley was saying, but it's not about how much you've lost, it's what you have to offer. So like my coach, she had lost, I can't remember, it was like 45 or 55 pounds. And it wasn't the number that she lost. It was, I joined her because she sent an invitation to me. I was wanting to lose weight, and she sent me an invitation to a solution to me. Like I wanted to lose weight, and she was like, hey, I've been doing this. I can't remember again if it was 45 or 55 pounds. It wasn't 100 pounds. I didn't join her because of the weight, how much she lost. She could have lost 10 pounds. I still would have joined her because girlfriend was showing me that there was a solution to what I needed. I was looking for something. I knew, well, I wasn't like actively looking for something. I wanted to lose around 100 pounds, and she sent that invite to me. So that is why it's so important to send out those invitations, because had my coach never done that, had she had never sent that invitation because she was scared, or she was like, Hannah's going to think I'm crazy, Hannah's going to tell me no. You know what? Hannah said yes. Hannah's life was changed. My family's life was changed. All the women that are joining me's lives are changed. So just think what a message to somebody might do for them. And in return, just bring you so much joy knowing that that one message changed their life. Like I can't imagine what my friend, has been living, thinking like, oh my gosh, like Hannah did this, Hannah did that, and all that was because she made a decision to message me and tell me about Beachbody and what she was doing and invite me to do this with her in her challenge group. So, it's not about whether you've lost 10, I mean, honestly, people who don't even lose any weight and gain muscle, that's so inspiring too. And what's funny is when I was on my weight loss journey, I had just started like getting on Instagram and like watching people. And I started following Maggie in the very beginning of my journey. Again, I don't know how I came across her account or how I started following her, but there was like a group of ladies. There was Maggie, there was like so many other girls I was following, Reno, Odell, and they weren't losing these crazy amounts of weight. But I would watch their stories, and when I didn't feel like working out and I didn't feel like showing up that day, I would watch their stories. I'd watch Maggie, and she's up there working out. I'm like, okay, this girl Maggie, that I don't even really know who she is, but she got up and did it. I'm going to do it. So, and Raina Odell, she's gaining muscle and toning. So it's not about weight loss. It's that you're bettering your health and life, and you have a solution to give to people. So don't ever get in your own way of thinking that you can't help people because you didn't lose, you know, and 30 pounds is actually a lot of weight. You got to give yourself credit, girl. That's amazing. But even if you lose 5 pounds, that's still awesome. And, you know, I always have that fear that like my new girls joining up, they think, oh my gosh, well, yeah, okay, Hannah's gotten success because she's lost over 100 pounds. So I have to explain it to them that way. Like, don't ever think that you have to lose 100 pounds to be able to help people, because the people that helped me, they didn't lose 100 pounds. So if I can lose 100 pounds from inspired by my coach and Maggie and all these other people that haven't lost 100 pounds, you can do that too.
I
So
love that. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I love your team, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love Maggie and I love your team.
I know. How can we I want you to become on our team. Like, can we make that happen?
Just adopt me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll just adopt you and no, but you, Hannah, so that's the thing is when you are sharing on stories and sharing your heart and your struggles and not just your start to finish, but your in between, people are watching you and they're being inspired. They're not watching you and rolling their eyes. Okay? Because in the beginning when I started to do this, I'm like, oh my God, what's my mom going to think? Or my ex-boyfriend's watching my story. Like, you know, you cannot think that way because there are Hannahs out there watching you. Those Hannahs outnumber the haters or the, I don't even know what you want to call it, those people that are just watching you because they're curious or they are just judging themselves or insecure about themselves. So think about that next time you think, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm putting myself out there. Girlfriend, put yourself out there and get out of your own way, like Hannah said. I love that. So Hannah is, what?
I said, love it. Thank you.
Yes. Hannah's going to be on the National Wake Up Call on August 24th. So we all have to tune in and support our girl. And all I have to say is you are going to own it because you just owned it, like what you just said. And Kelley, I can't even thank you enough for taking time out of your day and just basically sharing your knowledge and the gifts that you've learned from your journey and how you're going to spread it to so many other people and spread your light. This is why I love this company. And I always tell my team, have you ever partnered or worked for a company that tells you to work on you first? Probably not. So that's what I always say, just think about it. They want you to have results because they have a solution for you, but you have to own it and have that belief that you have a solution to help others too. So, okay, before we end the call, any other last minute questions? I feel like we should do lightning rounds or something, but I got nothing. I'm not prepared for that. Any other questions? Okay. Well, ladies, I cannot thank you enough. You both are welcome on our call, on our team anytime. It's called, I have an open door policy when it comes to our team. So anytime you want to hop in and say hello, please do so and grace us with your beautiful presence, both of you.
Oh, you're so sweet. I love you guys and I love your team. And yeah.
We love you both so much. And Kelley, I'm going to still stalk you on Instagram like I have been.
She's amazing. I love her stories. It's so good.
You're just so real. And you're talking to you, the old Kelley. And imagine how many old Kelleys are watching you right now. You're going to change a lot of lives. You have already, but you're going to change a lot more.
Thanks, Maggie. Thanks, ladies.
Congratulations.
Maggie?
Thank you.
Maggie?
Yeah.
Did you want to do a boomerang?
Sure. Yes. Thank you, Laura, for the reminder. I swear, you guys, I'm so bad about.
I love the boomerangs.
Yeah.
Me too.
I always forget to record the team call. Like, I am just horrible at that stuff. All right, hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. All right, ready, ladies? Let's just do like a, hey. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yay. All right, I'll try to tag as many as I can because I know they only allow like a certain amount. So, okay, well, ladies, again, thank you for spending my Tuesday night with me because otherwise I would be scrolling social media, feeling bad about myself with my hand in a bag of popcorn. So, thank you. I love you all, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.